Hello there students, welcome back to this video series. This is your instructor LJIET talking about the last topic of written communication, which is technical descriptions. First question as always would be, ma'am, what do we mean by technical descriptions and why are they written? What is the purpose for which the technical descriptions should be written? Students, technical descriptions are a very vital part of any technical document. Here you would describe any technical object or technical process which is not known to the novice people. As I told you, it can describe some technical object like a machinery, like a robot, like some computer programming language, etc. Or it can describe some complex processes at work, which can be a mechanical process, an automobile process, a computer related process, or any other process. The description, which provides a detailed record of any object or a process, is known as a technical description. But to describe an entirely huge process or a large object having very tiny parts is quite a difficult and lengthy process. That is why technical descriptions is where an entire object is divided into smaller parts and each part is detailed out. Just like, say for example, I am writing a description of a human body. It can be divided into different parts like digestive system, like different organs, muscles, tissues, etc. And each of these parts are further classified into more detailed parts, and this thing goes on. A classified list, heading, inside that another heading, inside that another heading, inside that another heading. This is a nested format which technical descriptions do follow. Okay, we would have an example for you at the end of this lecture. Do not worry so much. But for right now, just understand that a technical description is a description about any complicated object, a technical object, or a complicated process, a technical process. Let us see that what are some guidelines to write a very good technical description. How you can write a nice technical description. Guidelines would be divided into three major parts, starting with, first I would like to guide you about organization inside the technical description. What things will you take care of in the organization? Firstly, you will give the overview of the technical product which you are describing. Overview means the name of the technical product, the category to which it belongs, etc. You would describe it basically that what are you going to describe in this particular document. After completing the overview, we would divide, as I told you, we would divide the entire object that you are describing into different parts. Each and every part will be having equal significance and each part would be described by giving a proper heading. These parts can be arranged in different types of orders. There are three ways in which you can arrange these parts. Firstly, in spatial order. Spatial order means either you can go from top to bottom of the object which you are describing or from outside to inside. Second can be priority order. The priority of the objects. Okay, the most important object would be the first one to be described and the least important part would be the last one. Last can be chronological order. Chronological order means you will describe or sequence the parts in order of their assembly or their disassembly, as simple as that. So, you will first give an overview of what this technical document contains. Second, you would divide the object into different parts. Third, just arrange the objects in any of these three formats and you're good to go. Some more guidelines about the content. How should the content be and what are the things you should take care of? Firstly, Take care of the specifics. Do not leave things which should be mentioned and do not include things which should not be mentioned. Be very specific. Only mention those things that are relevant or related to this particular object or this particular description. Do not go out of the way and include everything and make the technical description too long. It must be short, sweet, good to go. Secondly, you can give comparison in your content with some existing products or items which are already known, so that the reader of the technical description can easily understand this new product. Like for example, you are launching a new machine used for construction. You can compare it to existing construction machines, that it is somewhat like this particular machine, and what are the points of comparison. I would give you an easier example. A new iPhone being launched. They would give you a comparison with the previous model. So, in the content, you would compare with previous models or existing items so that the technical descriptions or the features of this new product can be better understood. But to make sure that our product stands out, to make sure that the new model gets more orders, you need to contrast. You need to contrast between the two objects. You need to make sure that this particular object has some better features, some significant features which are different from the other object. So, in spite of comparing, you also need to do the contrasting of the two objects and need to show that where this particular object stands out. Moving forward, let us see that how you can organize the structure. How should the structure be? Firstly, make use of proper verbal cues. What is meant by verbal cues? If you are talking about some parallel objects, then use parallel language, use parallel vocabulary. If you are talking in past tense, talk in past tense throughout the document. If you are talking in future tense, talk in future tense. If you are talking in present tense, talk in present tense. Secondly, make sure that you use proper linkings, like the words like, but, and, then, etc. Give proper linkings to different paragraphs, to different things which you are mentioning inside the technical description. Secondly, you will need to take care of the format. Make sure that all the headings are clearly visible, are of the size greater than the content size, they are bold, and they are in capitalized format. Okay. Secondly, if there are some illustrations and figures, make sure that they are very neat and clean and are clearly visible. So, make sure that you follow a proper format and the technical description is correctly presented. Moving onwards, let us see what are different steps to create a technical description, to write a technical descriptions. What are the things you should need to take care of? What are the things you should keep in mind? Our first step is naming. Obviously, everything needs a name, like you, like me. I cannot call my students like, okay, the boy with blue eyes, the girl with grey hair. I cannot talk like that. We cannot identify people like that. We need names to identify people. Certainly, we also need names to identify objects. Our first aim here would be, before describing any object, give it a name. If it already has a name, then mention that name. That this is an object and this is known as a robot. This is an object and this is known as a computer. Whatever the object you are describing, make sure that you give a proper name to it first and mention in your technical description. The second stage would be definition. Define the object very properly. There are three ways in which you can define your object or your process. Which are the three ways? You can define it formally, informally, or you can use extended definition. The difference between these three types of definitions? The first is the formal definition. Formal definition consists of three things: the name of the object which you are defining, secondly, the category of the object which you are defining, thirdly, differentia, which means the difference of this particular object from all the other objects in this particular category. So, formal definitions would consist of three things: the name of the object, the category to which it belongs, and differentia, how this particular object differs from other objects in this category. Make sure your formal definition has these three things. You can also use informal definition in support of formal definitions. Informal definitions are simpler terms which are used to clarify the actual definition. Like, if you're using some technical jargons, you can just mention in the bracket that this particular word means this thing in simpler language, in layman language. This is an informal definition. Mostly it is written inside small brackets, okay, after the word which you think that the readers might not understand. This is an informal definition. The third definition, extended definition, it is a technical description in itself. You would just give a link if there is some word which needs very elaborate explanation, then you would just give a link in the bracket to some other technical description which describes that particular word or that particular phrase. So, we studied that there are three types of definitions: formal, very strict; informal, may or may not be used; extended, used only if an elaborate explanation of some word is required. Okay, moving forward to the third stage. Our third stage is description. Here is where you will actually describe the object or the process. You will actually describe each and every part of the object very prominently and in a way which can be understood very nicely. Okay. This description can use two strategies. The first strategy can be division and classification. As I already told you, just take the large part, divide it into smaller parts, take up each smaller part and describe it in detail, and you're good to go. Our second strategy can be comparison and contrast. If there are some already available objects or processes, then you can compare this or contrast this and give this particular description. These are the two strategies used for describing your object. Moving on towards the fourth step, do not forget to mention illustrations. Students, you would have heard that pictures speak much louder than words. But here, pictures do not replace words, they support words. Think about it. If I am describing an object, a simple hockey stick, and you have never played hockey, or you have not seen a hockey stick at all, then a picture of a hockey stick would support my words, would support my description. Here, images are optional. You need to give a verbal description. That is the aim of this particular communication. That is the aim of technical description. Okay, technical descriptions are widely used in different engineering firms and different organizations which are working with different technical products, because you need to explain people how to work with these products. You would be getting a manual along with your oven. You would be getting a manual along with your refrigerator or a washing machine. That manuals are nothing but technical descriptions. It just goes into details about how to use it, what are the processes, what are different parts which are there inside this washing machine, etc. So, that manual too has illustrations, right? Doesn't mean that it only has illustrations. It would not help. You need to write a description because illustrations here are just for support, and you cannot replace words with images. You need to write words there. These were all the steps of designing a technical description. Let us move further and see that technical descriptions are of two types, as I already told you. Object descriptions, the description about some technical objects, which can be spare parts, which can be an entire object, which can be human body, which can be anything. Process description, it is a description about some processes which are going on. Okay, like process of combustion, like speech recognition process, like process how a combustion engine works, etc. There are innumerable examples. So students, we have two types of descriptions here, object description as well as process description. Want to see an example, right? As I promised, I have an example for you. The two examples, first of object description. As you can see here, description of a simple object switch. This is a very nice way of representing where each and every part is showcased with an arrow and it is described there and then. It is easier for people to understand. But as this is one of the formats, you can also write technical description in descriptive format where you can just draw a picture or use a picture and number it using the arrows. That this arrow number 1, second arrow number 2, and each of the arrows with their numbers, with their parts would be described below the image in detail. Or you can use this format if you have enough space where you will write the name of the part and along with that description of that particular part. Easy, right? So this is the technical description of an object. Technical description of a process looks something like this, where you will first give an overview of how you can just go into the process, and after that you will write each of the steps for the process. This is an example of process of speech recognition. These are the two examples, and you must be able to write any of the technical descriptions, whether it is of an object or it is of a process. Easy, right? So that was all for today, students. Thank you so much for such patiently listening to me. This is LJIET signing off. Until next time. Bye-bye.